everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Ram truck brand's global presence in the marketplace, and with a focus on the Australian market, because there's some big news coming from down there, from down under, as you want to say. But a lot of people know that Stellantis' number one selling product globally is the Ram 1500. And with that being said, right now the Ram 1500 DT, the 5th generation trucks, are exclusively built at the Sterling Heights assembly plant in Michigan. However, that's about to change. In the first quarter of 2025, we're going to see Ram production expand for the 1500 in Saltillo, Mexico, where it's going to take over where the Ram 1500 Classic left off there. And the reason why is because Ram actually has a huge global presence in different regions across the world, and importers will import these trucks to those regions for them. So, with production being limited at Sterling Heights, they're actually using Saltillo to build some of these export models, like what they did for the Ram 1500 Classic. So, what we're going to see is even more production models and more variants going to different regions around the globe. For example, if you would think that Canada is Ram's second biggest market behind the US, you'd be wrong. Brazil is Ram's second biggest market, and it's a premium brand there. It's become such a big thing that Ram has actually opened up production of a compact pickup truck exclusively for that South American marketplace, mainly Brazil, and it's taken off big time. We've seen importers take the Ram 1500 to Europe. It started out with very limited edition trucks, basically like the Limited, some Laramie trucks, and then at the end of last year we started seeing Bighorn e-torque trucks go over there. So that was a huge thing too. But now going into 2025, Ram is actually opening up a whole lineup of their trucks over there. So we're going to see Tradesman models, we're going to see Bighorn models, Laramie, we're going to see Limited trucks, and even the RHO go to Europe. In the Middle East, importers there are huge into HEMI-Powered trucks, and they've had the Ram 1500 Classic, a special edition of the Ram 1500 Classic, which was a regular cab 4x4 model that was super popular there with the HEMI. We also seen that the TRX had a huge market there as well, and the Ram 1500 Laramie also had a pretty good footing in the full-size marketplace there. But a lot of people don't know is that Ram has actually been gaining a lot of ground in Australia. So what they've been doing is Walkinshaw Automotive Group, which is this huge importer of basically Dodges and Ram pickups in Australia, have gotten the rights, exclusive rights from Stellantis, to import Ram 1500 pickups and convert them into right-hand drive for the Australian and New Zealand markets. However, there are other importers that also import Ram pickups. And while they do right-hand conversions, their trucks kind of look somewhat kind of thrown together. I'll post some pictures of some of the stuff. If you look at the dash, like the upper glove box stuff, you can tell that they're all cut down and the trucks aren't really aligned up as well. But because Walkinshaw has their Ram Truck Australia brand basically in line with Stellantis, they can get the same suppliers to build the same parts and make it easier so these trucks look just like they did when they rolled off the assembly line in Sterling Heights. So what makes it interesting down in Australia is Walkinshaw has this huge facility down in Clayton near Melbourne, and it used to be the Holden Special Vehicles building where they'd actually build all these Holden utes, high-performance utes and sedans. But now it's taking a workforce of 400 people and specifically upgrading these Ram 1500s, the Ram 2500 and 3500 trucks over to right-hand drive conversions. But with that being said, Ram has continued to grow in that marketplace to the point where in 2023, that Ram actually sold 5,922 units of Ram pickups in that marketplace, which might not sound like a lot, but it's a huge considering the actual market for pickup trucks down there. However, in 2024, it's dropped almost by 47.5% due to huge competition from Ford finding out that, hey, there's a market down there, so they released the F-150. Chevy has jumped on the bandwagon, and they released the Silverado down there. And even Toyota has noticed a market down there, so they're importing Tundra trucks from Texas down there as well. Now, all these trucks have to go through validations and emissions testings and all this other stuff. But what makes it interesting is Ram has been a huge part of this movement from utes to pickup trucks in that marketplace. If you don't understand what a ute is a car-based pickup truck that can do normal utility work during the week and still be driven to church on Sunday. That's what they used to say back in the 60s and 70s. During the 80s, the ute kind of market kind of died down there for a while. But it wasn't until the 90s where the ute market picked up big time. And in the early 2000s, it became huge again. However, General Motors and their Holden division backed out of Australia. And Ford also backed out of Australia. Those were the two manufacturers of utes. So people like that utility of having a pickup bed and having the function of, being able to tow a boat and stuff and not have to have a SUV to do so. So when this came about, a lot of people started looking at pickup trucks. And Walkinshaw Automotive Group said, hey, let's bring the Ram 1500 down here, but let's see if we can get Ram backing to help us so we can make sure that the trucks look just like they do instead of some cut-up truck like we see from several importers, and bring something very unique to the market. And they did. And it really showed off with their sales. Now, keep in mind, with the added competition in the marketplace, Ram still has a challenge to kind of meet expectations, meaning that their product's getting older. They have new competition from Chevy and Ford, which have newer products. I mean, not newer products necessarily, but newer updated products. And now Toyota's joining in the lineup. But like, for example, for 2023, we've seen that, Ram has, like I said, had 5,922 sales. Now, while they dropped off to 2,962 units so far this year, the interesting thing is they're still the best-selling U.S. pickup truck in the marketplace. That 2,962 units is followed up by Chevrolet, which also has roughly about 2,161 Silverados sold this year. And Chevrolet has actually outsold Ford, which has sold 2,084 units. So while the market has kind of gotten tighter, Ram still has a pretty big lead on the rest of the automakers. While we have kind of seen the 2025 trucks on dealer lots for quite a while now, they have still been having a whole number of shipments of 2024 trucks down there. And they finally ran into their last HEMI V8-powered truck at the beginning of this month. So earlier this month, they built their final right-hand conversion of a HEMI truck, and it was a beautiful, stunning Granite Crystal limited night edition pickup. Crew cab, 4x4, all that stuff. So it was basically a fully loaded truck, and they had a little party down there at the plant. And like I said, they have a workforce of about 400 people. So they celebrated the last HEMI truck, but they are still building trucks. As you can see, they have, they're expanding their lineup down there quite greatly. They still do 2,500 trucks, 3,500 trucks. They did the Classic, the Ram 1500 Classic down there for a while, which was a huge success, especially in its Warlock trim. But now they're importing Bighorn trucks, and that seems to be a huge thing down there as well. But while they're wrapping up the 2024 model year, they're getting ready for their own launch of the 2025 Ram 1500 with now the twin-turbo Hurricane engine. And that's going to be a huge thing because even though the HEMI was really popular down there, this market won't take, it won't challenge the Ram brand as much for a switch to a twin-turbo inline six like the American market would. Australians love their V8s, obviously. The Utes had shown us that. But there is a huge market for especially inline six twin-turbo power down there. And some of the Utes, including the Ford Ute, that based on the Ford Falcon, the last Ford Falcon that was available down there, was a turbocharged inline six. So they love their V8s, but they also love their turbocharged inline sixes down there as well. But what's important is Ram's giving new product to actually help combat the growing market down there. So what we've heard is Ram Trucks Australia's general manager Jeff Barber. He said that we haven't put a final V8 badge on this particular example because to us they're all special. But once they're gone, they're gone. But what they're looking forward to is that growth in the marketplace with this new truck. So hopefully with the 2025 trucks, they'll hopefully pick up a little more steam just because it's new, it's got some updates, and we're also looking at them expanding their lineup. So they did get like versions of the TRX down there through Ram Trucks Australia, but we're also hopefully seeing that the RHO is going to go down there. They're going to continue on with the Bighorn. They probably won't see a Tradesman, even though a lot of people have been asking for it in that marketplace. But the Laramie's still solid, and obviously the limited truck is still like a premium option down there. We probably won't see the Tungsten truck by any means, released down there anytime soon, just because of how expensive these trucks are after you convert them and you place the taxes and stuff on them. But we will see like a performance version of the RHO down there. So it's interesting that Ram continues to, with their importing dealers, how they're expanding across the global regions. And Australia seems to be like one of those marketplaces. While it might not sound like a lot of trucks, it's an important market to Ram because you're getting into that Asian Pacific market. And we've seen trucks like Ram brands with different importers getting imported to like Cambodia, and even Japan has had a couple Ram trucks imported there. So we're starting to see a huge presence of Ram globally, and it makes it really big for like people like Tim Kuniskis, who's become the CEO again, to show that this truck isn't just a pickup for North America, but it's a global pickup. And it shows off that, hey, that, obviously Ram can build one of the best pickups on the market, and it means it globally. So, again, while it's sad to see the HEMI V8 go for a while, or at least for now, it's still in the Ram 2500 pickups, but unfortunately down in Australia, they won't get that model because they only import Cummins due to emission standards. So, it's kind of sad that market won't see a V8 anytime soon, but hopefully the new Hurricane engines do what they did with the HEMI and boom sales down there. It seems like they might. There's a huge popularity of inline 6 turbo engines, so we'll see. So if you like this video, take it, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Listen carefully. You're hearing the last of the legendary Ram HEMI V8s. Get one before they're all gone. HEMI V8 run-out deals on now.